All right, and welcome back to the stream. Are we hearing that? Let me do a sound check real quick. Hang on 1 second. Check real quick. Okay, there we go. So we'll go ahead and load the game where we left off. And we left off in the Kakariko village, or whatever it's called, Kakaro. Let me get this full screen for you. There's that ambient wind effect. I'm not sure if they added that or not. I just noticed that. Okay, so we're really pretty much ready to jump right in here. One thing to keep in mind, though, and I could have done this off camera, I suppose. Need to get Salamando up. So, I mean, well, nah, let's just move on. I'm not going to sit here and level everything just for the sake of leveling stuff. What I will do is keep track of this, and if we get close to leveling, I'll start using spells. I am going to bypass these spider guys. They are still tough. And annoying as hell. The ducks, on the other hand, I can deal with. We still have Flame Saber on some weapons here.
Keep it coming.
Okay, that guy's dead. Ooh, got a chest from a duck there. Okay, and I'm pigmatized. Alright, well, off to a good start as usual. Let me, yeah, it's gonna be a while until I level. Well, not a while, but maybe 10 or 12 more enemies. Actually, you know what? Let's just go for it, because we're gonna level before the boss. I guess the one thing I'm worried about is the orb that we're gonna have. Oh, there we go. Oh, well, that's max anyway. Okay, that's it for sprites leveling then. So let me show you what I mean. So, well, even if I cast another spell here with all four elementals, you'd think, oh, I can go up to level 4 now. But actually, because the seed hasn't been sealed, we only have 3 mana powers down at the bottom, and therefore we can only go up to level 3 right now. So that fireball did nothing for purposes of leveling. Okay, but Karen, the girl, can can level for sure, and I do have to be careful about saving some MP for healing, which is definitely going to be an issue. Alright, let's just move on. The boy, of all people, is starting to lose health. By the way, before I proceed, let me pull up the old orb chart here. And you'll quickly be able to see that Fire Palace, we do have one in the palace itself. I will also tell you that, let's see here. I'm not sure if Metal Mantis is the boss. Might be Vampire. We just killed Frostgigas. No, it's not gonna be Vampire. It's probably might be Minotaur there. I'm not sure, but there's one with the boss, and then there's one in the palace itself. So the key is the one in the palace. You'll automatically get the one in the boss if you proceed with the game. Let's keep doing a little bit of this. It's a handy saber spell all around, actually. And our weapons are maxed out with our orbs in terms of forging, because we did that last time, right? So we'll have an accurate sense of how close we are to, you know, to, oops, running out of levels. Do a blaze wall on this guy. That is a powerful spell. Probably one of the girl's most offensive spells in the game. Probably second to Lumina, Lucent Barrier, or not Lucent Barrier, Lucent Beam. Okay, let's go ahead and heal. Okay. Heading in. We did this once before, but we'll go ahead and do it again. I think we go right to proceed. And the boy leveled, that's nice. Levels are good. Oops.
Take that.
I do believe it is right. Oh, no, if I'm wrong, it's left. Alright.
Keep it coming.
Okay, Sprite leveled there, so... And Sprite is now up to 20 hit points, which is great. Let me just adjust our action grid here. So Sprite is using the spear, which is fine. And let me do this assist. I don't think I've experimented with that. They changed the action grid, by the way, from the original quite a bit. Alright, let's see here. And assist me, that's fine. Let's see how that new action grid works out. Hey, Sucka freaks in the chat there, Freezik. I might play that in a little bit, so I apologize for starting out with this, but I did want to make some progress on Secret of Mana before I moved over to building. So just hang in there, and I'll probably play that later. I believe this one is Exploder. You can actually cast on all, and you don't have to concentrate it on the orb directly. Okay, so that clears that room of the fire.
All right, we blew the fire out.
We blew the fire out. That makes a lot of sense. And I'll go ahead and get these guys. Okay, that's not enough to kill him. That's fine, whatever. Just gonna move on. Okay, I guess let's check out this. Okay, that's empty. By the way, look at the mini-map. You can see the lighting that they've simulated here on the mini-map in the original as well. I think it's in the original. Can't remember if I can go down here. I think I should try. These guys are kind of a pain in the ass. Okay, I did go down. Oh, it's the beginning again. Okay, so we gotta go all the way back. Whoops. Okay, note to self, don't go down anymore. Okay, level 3 javelin, very nice. I don't mind a little extra experience, though. It's probably a good thing for this stage in the game. See that chest there? That's probably the weapon orb, I think. So I definitely want to grab that. Okay, spear level 3. I think we have the ability to do... Is it level 5 spear now or something? It's pretty high, yeah. It's well, it's level 4. So we can at least get it up to level 4. I think the spear might have been behind until that last boss that we fought. Okay, so we have a couple of options here. Can we go this way? Yes, we can. Okay, so this takes us to that ledge we saw earlier. So let's grab this chest. Okay, that's just 1,000 gold. Let me check up here. Empty room. Okay, so we're eliminating these hallways and corridors. And let's go ahead and try I think maybe I should try the left path. And there's that right path there that goes up the stairs. Okay, that's just an empty room. Okay, so now we know the stairs is the only path forward now, so that's very reassuring to know. There are maps of most of these dungeons available online. In fact, RPG maps, or SNES maps, I can't remember the name of the website, but it has like an archive of all these SNES RPG maps. And it's really handy. Alright, let's just move on. Got one of them. Okay, there is an orb here. You know, I don't remember all of the palaces in this game, but I do remember this, not this palace, the Shade Palace. And I remember the Shade Palace being... I'm petrified. And I'm holding my junk there, that's great. The Shade Palace was, I think, I want to say a little bit more frustrating than this one. Okay, so I do have to get that orb, that's the only path forward, and let's do a good old-fashioned analyze on this thing. Analyzer. And while we're at it, let's heal. Salamando. Should we try a fireball this time?
Get him, Salamando.
Okay, that worked. Alright. The minimap didn't update there when we brought that bridge across. Okay, so we do have that staircase, but we also have this door here. And there's a chest here, and I believe this is going to be the orb. Nope, that's 1,000 gold, okay. Wrong twice. Keep in mind, I haven't really gotten into this game since the 90s, so it's been a little while. I did play a little bit of this with a friend, this remake, but didn't get all the way through, so most of this stuff I'm seeing for the first time in a while. Okay. There's a staircase here. And there's a staircase going up there. And there's another staircase there. Boy, I don't even know. I have no idea. I'm just gonna skip these enemies and try each one. Let's start with this one. Ooh, shit. Definitely needed to heal there. All of us are almost dead. Okay, and there's the chest here. I'm glad I took this route. Okay, so this one, is this going to be the orb? Yes, it is. Okay, so there's the axe orb, critically. So now I can go ahead and defeat the boss and feel guilt-free about doing so. You can always come back to this particular palace, I think. So it's not like you're locked out of getting that orb forever if you miss it, but best to get them as you go. Let me try this way first. Alright, I'm not quite sure where this leads. Looks to be a path forward. Let me go up here. Let's try that one that went upstairs and see what that looks like.
Healing power of Undeed. Remedy.
I tried casting Remedy on Sprite, but the burning had already stopped. It's like the first time I actually tried a Remedy spell. Like, legit.
Healing power of Undeed. Cure water.
Okay, I don't even know if I can get... Okay, I see what's going on. I can't even get to that entrance yet, so I have to go the way I was going. Okay, so let's continue. By the way, if you do have trouble with this game in terms of, you know, difficulty, I'd suggest having one character have the sword, probably your character, at all times. It's just a much better weapon overall. And the second best is clearly the spear. I think I've had a similar conversation before with you on one of these episodes, but great debate about the third most powerful weapon in the game. Okay, so here we are here. And I definitely want to open this up. Not exactly sure what that did. Let me check my level here. And we are maxed out on the glove now, so let's go to Boomerang. Okay. And let me switch back to Sprite. Alright, so that's done, and can we go this way? Let's try this way. Okay, and I need the whip. And let's just go in here. And much as I suspected, we would take this path later, so here we are.
Keep it coming.
And Partisan Spear. Alright, Randy leveled there, that's great. And I think we're getting pretty close, yeah. Okay, so there is an orb here. So let's have the girl cast Analyze. Undyne, okay. Could have sworn in the original you had to stand in between the only two remaining lit torches at some point. Oh, here we go. So you have to stand. That orb caused only these two torches to continue burning, despite the mini-map not showing that. So you have to stand in between there, and apparently that causes a massive stone staircase to rise up, which is realistic. And here we are, it's the Minotaur. Now I believe he's weak to Thunderbolt. You can always check Secret Amount of Boss weaknesses just by Googling it. And you'll come up with this one. And so you just, here we go. Minotaur. And level 3 Thunderbolts are his weakness. Okay, weakness Sylphid. So, we will proceed accordingly. And that's what I thought it was. And I do have enough MP for 2 Thunderbolts. And 1 Air Blast. And we'll probably do the rest by hand. How about? I'm surprised Sprite didn't level up during the tendency of that dungeon. Or did he? Nope. I don't think he did. Alright, well, didn't even need to use weapons. 2 Thunderbolts and an Air Blast really did the trick there. Okay. And we're up to 21 MP. Kind of keeping track of that as we go. We started out with like 10 or 12. So it's really good to see that number creeping up. Okay, and we're back to full MP as well. Javelin Orb as well. And now we can go back here and unlock level 4 spells.
Gotta synchronize with the...
So we're synchronizing with the seed. I believe in the original they used the term sealed. You're sealing the seed or something like that. But I understand why they changed it. It makes more sense. Because we're not sealing, you know, we're not stopping somebody from being able to, you know, whatever. Okay, so now that that's back in place, you can go ahead and use your trusty magic rope and get the F out of here. And there's no more enemies in the palace, so, you know, you could walk through. Hell, there's not even enemies out here. That's crazy. Crazy talk. Alright. So, that didn't take long. I could have easily done that last night before I got sleepy. But we're gonna go ahead and move on. Ow. Okay, so I definitely want to start using spells, and I don't really care what order we go in. I think Undying and Salamander are less likely to be used in the future, so we're gonna go ahead and use it now. So that way, you know, we have a good, you know, excuse to use it while we're leveling. And obviously I'm focusing almost exclusively on the sprite here. And we can even divert a little bit and go off over here. Kind of explore the desert a little bit. There's not a lot to explore. I mean, really, the palace there and the village are the 2 main things. There's one other thing, and you know, I know we have the desert temple, but there's actually 2 temples, 2 mana temples in this desert. And one of them is over here, in this area with stars on it. It's the Moon Palace. So obviously the game used stars to signify outer spacey kind of stuff, which is like the moon. And we definitely need to heal. Ow. Goodness. Okay, so that's going to do it for Sprite's MP. And we can still do some of these spells if we really want to. Keep Karen. Okay, Karen did get the Salamander level 2, which is kind of nice. You can go up here if you want, and this is going to take us to... I guess that's a dead end there. We go this way. I can't remember exactly where I'm going. If you were to keep going to the right back there where those stars were, you would have gotten to the edge of the Moon Palace, but you couldn't go in right now. Okay, so let's talk to these guys and see if we did anything to help their village.
The fire seed back to the palace. Wait, why is the Oasis?
Okay, so basically we saved their village, yet it didn't help. To make a long story short.
Wasn't the seed supposed to fix our... Oh, if only we had a sea hare's tail. That would fix these dry wells in a jiffy.
So
Without one, this realm is finished.
we need to get them a sea hare's tail. Now I gotta tell you,
Oasis.
that makes about as much sense as they need, you know, a bucket of urine, you know, to fix their water problem. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. It's complete non sequitur. There's no connection to the sea hare's tail at any other part of the game, so it's just a complete random reference there. Okay, so we got the trident and the battle axe. With those upgrades, now we could sleep right now, but
Water.
so the game at this point does not tell you where to go next.
Everyone's leaving the kingdom. Maybe I'll move to the Empire.
Although this girl who was the hint to go to the ice country.
I heard cannon travel has a special route to the Empire now. It's probably for spies.
Okay, so she's hinting that we go to the Empire now, but I love that she says it's probably for spies, like that spies only travel by cannon. Yet another non sequitur in this game that makes absolutely no sense. Nonetheless, we will go ahead and take her advice. So she is kind of the guiding hint person for what it's worth, but it's kind of a stupid hint because it doesn't make any sense. Alright, so keep a low profile while we're in the Empire. Now keep in mind, this is kind of going into enemy territory. I mean, the boy and his friends are not per se, you know, military assets of the Taznica Republic, but which is the Empire's enemy. But Karen, the girl, is the daughter of the King of Pandora, one of the kingdoms of the Taznican Republic. And the entire game, we've spent kind of trying to outsmart Imperial agents who are trying to collect mana seeds and convert people and stuff. So we are kind of in enemy territory now. Okay. You gotta love that music too. Welcome to Southtown. I want to show you something real quick. Yeah, here we go. So we're now on this eastern continent, and I wish I could zoom in. Can I zoom in? No. Oh, neat. I can just do that. I didn't know I could do that. The game log has a little hint about what to do as well. That's interesting. I should check on that more often. Okay, so we're in Southtown.
This is the Empire's lauded South Town.
This is a lauded town, meaning praised. It is thought of highly. Okay? Now I want you to keep that in mind as we explore this town. First of all, we have this inexplicable wall. Massive stone structure. We have this house here with this suspicious woman. We have one apple tree, a fountain, another soldier. Let's talk to him.
Looks suspicious.
Who inherently believes we're suspicious and doesn't want us to loiter. Okay, thank you. And then another apple tree. Oh, we have a person.
Southtown's not as big as Northtown.
No shit. So, first of all, clever naming scheme. Southtown, Northtown. Second, another brick wall. And then this...
Mara's always carrying around that little box.
Okay, so the person up... Well, we'll see in a second. Is carrying a little box.
Don't tell anyone I said this, but these days I just don't.
So he's a malcontent.
He wants to bring the world together, but then he levies, and then there are the monsters.
Okay, so the Emperor keeps monsters in the castle. We just walked over here, and this person walked over here.
Get away from...
And then he says, "Go get away." Okay, fine. Let's go ahead and check this place out here. This is one of two buildings in Empire's lauded Southtown. Now you can go ahead and go on up here if you want. And there's this guy, and he's got a little shop.
Welcome. What'll it be?
Okay, so we can get the golem ring, ruby vest, quilted hood. let's get a couple of these. 3 of those. Okay. Max out on our
Anything
items.
else?
So let's go ahead and sell all of our non-used armor. Should I keep collecting these? Nah. I mean, I guess I will until I need to stop. But at some point I'm gonna run out of capacity. I think in Secret of Evermore you can actually collect and keep all of your armor as you go. Okay, and let's get rid of that one. Okay.
Anything else? Come again.
Okay, so we're much needed armor upgrade there. Okay, and we'll go ahead and equip all of this. And okay. So now, and we do have protection from Tangle, I guess, now. I'm not sure which one of those gives that ability, but cool. Okay. So now we're not going to get, you know, slowed down by vines or whatever. And we can go ahead and sleep here if we want, and I suppose we might as well. Let me have, I'll just do this real quick. I wish there was like an auto level spell function that you could do every time you sleep. Anyway, while I'm doing this, I'm not sure if we're gonna get a banter here because there's no table for them to hang out around. So that's unfortunate. But really, I think that the main thing to focus on here is the fact that this is a town that has pretty, you know, significant stone, you know, battlements, and there are exactly 2 buildings, and by my count, a population of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Population of 6 plus the 2 guards. So maybe 7 if you count the sewer guy. So, or 9 if you count the 2 guards. There are literally 9 people here, and that's the absolute most generous count.
100 GP.
Not what I would exactly call a village. There are 2 buildings. It's a poor man's village. Okay, so we're going to do this table banter without the table. That's lovely. And we're going to go back and talk about the Scorpion Army from 2 episodes ago.
It's cool. I got it. We should give our group a name too. I vote no.
I guess I don't mind.
Hear that, sis? Bro's on the same way. What name were you thinking? Duh, the Sprite Army. No
Okay,
way,
Sprite
no
wants to
how.
name us the
Nuh-uh.
Sprite
Why
Army.
would we be come on. Next. Fine. The Bossy Witch Army. No.
The Bossy Witch
I
Army.
didn't expect her to be.
I like Brave Swordsman Brigade.
Enough. This is. I guess we'll just have to stick with the boss and. Since when are we called that?
I guess we're the boss and their dumb underlings party. Lovely. Okay. So we'll go ahead and save this game. Still a little behind on weapon levels. Not sure why we fell so far behind. I think it's because I maybe have been focusing a little bit more on magic, and we haven't been grinding at all, realistically. So, is she still using the javelin? Yeah, she's level 3 out of 4 there. I might have...
That Mara woman is a little off. I'd steer clear of her if I was you.
Nice guy with a Texas varmint accent. So that might be actually another guy that I forgot to count the first time. So maybe there's 8 people plus 2 guards.
Oh.
Alright, here we go.
Oh.
Huh?
She knows who we are. She's creepy.
See, I'm actually a Tasnican spy, undercover here in the
Super
Empire.
subtle. Very subtle, Mara. So, like, the second line out of your mouth, you admit that you're a spy. And also, you're
So
undercover.
was my
It just
husband
doesn't make
until
sense.
he got caught with sensitive information. I swear I'll avenge his
Sure you will, old lady. She literally looks like a skeleton. I don't think she's gonna be avenging anything.
from a sewer.
Go to the
Give
sewer.
guards this.
634 is what we need to tell the guard to get in the sewer. So that is where we're gonna go. Now this next area is one of the more fun little grindy passages in the game. Good place to come if you need to level your spells or weapons, especially later when the enemies are a little easier. The enemies won't be easy as we go through now, but they're okay.
You think you know the secret code?
Alright, so we have to do this manually. Oops. Okay, so there we go. And apparently that's all. Okay, shh, not so loud. One of the 8 people might hear us. We are literally standing right under one of the 2 guards in town. Pretty sure if they wanted to, the rebels could easily outnumber the guards, especially with the element of surprise. So I don't know why everybody's so hush-hush about that. Anyway, there is no boss in this, quote-unquote dungeon, so might as well use up your spell points. Especially your offensive spell points right away.
Keep it coming.
So let's go ahead and work on that. That didn't work. Okay. Okay, we actually defeated a slime monster for once in a while. First time in a while. These fish inexplicably shoot missiles. Ow. Not too shabby. Alright. So this is a pretty straightforward dungeon. There's no alternative paths even. So just go through it and kill everybody. Get some money, get some experience, that sort of thing. Now, some people, if you're looking for maybe a way to catch up on money, you could forego buying equipment in Southtown. I have a friend who I played this game with growing up who always does that as a matter of course. So, that's a decent way to save money. But it does make the dungeon that much harder. Ooh, the trident does balloon. Didn't know that. That's convenient. Okay. I think most of the enemies in the sewer here are maybe a little bit weak to fire, so I've been kind of preferring that magic. We do need to level up each of my 4 magic types, and this is a rare moment in the game where you get a real break from getting new magic types, and so you really do get a chance to increase your magic level quite a bit here. Keep working on those magic skills. Yeah, that's not gonna take, is it? Okay, we'll do one more, and Sprite is now in good shape. I guess I'll have the girl keep working on her magic now too. Might as well. Okay, and then, you know, obviously I'll wait for Sprite. If Sprite happens to level up, I'll do another round of magic with Sprite. Boy, that did a lot of damage. I better heal. Healing, for once, actually helps me level up too. That spell needs to get up to level 4. I believe we're getting close to the exit. So it's not a very large dungeon either. When I was a kid, I used to think it was because, you know, we're all a little smaller back then. Okay. And oh, we're still going. Okay. Let's do some more fire bouquets. I'm trying to decide if I want to save a couple of MP for healing. I think I do. So I can always cast those spells when we get out. So I'll end my spell casting for now and focus on weapons. And who leveled? Must have been the boy. You know, for a sewer system, this is strange that there's a sewer system, a massive sewer system like this with really good infrastructure and interior that you can walk through that is connecting a town with 8 people. First of all, you'd think they would simply have a well or a hole in the ground that they go to the bathroom in, as opposed to a full-blown sewer. Second, as a passage between 2 towns. That's weird, okay. And then third, it's kept up really well for a sewer system connected to a town of 8 people. Okay, can I go this way? Alright. So in other words, it's pretty unrealistic. But then again, it is just a game. Oh, Sprite leveled up, okay. Oh, the girl leveled up too. Maybe I should have used those extra spell points after all. How's Sprite's magic level coming here? It's almost there. Okay, that's gonna do it for this dungeon though.
Not so fast. Who are you? Imperial spies?
No, 634. 634.
Oh, you're that swordsman that Gemma told us to be on the lookout for. Welcome to the Resistance.
Nice to meet you.
What's with the proper act all of a sudden? Jealous?
As if. You know I'm only interested in dialogue. Wait! You know dialogue? Of course. Have you heard of the ruins to the... Supposedly there's a man there named Dialog who's...
That's what happened in Pandora.
Something must be controlling him.
Okay, so we have a similar parallel plot to what we saw down below.
Chrissy's dad, Sog, founded the Resistance.
I love these guys' haircuts.
But the Empire got him in the end.
Interesting, they mentioned Chrissy's dad.
The Resistance could have easily fallen apart. She's only 18.
18-year-old Resistance leader, gotta love it. Just like the kids from Parkland. Okay.
The Empire used to be such a peaceful nation.
15 years ago, all this trouble started, I reckon. Alright.
Chrissy had to grow up too fast.
Nice little backstory here for Chrissy. And
The Emperor entrusts his 4 generals with most. Sheik's is the leader, plus there's Geshtard, the mech rider, and Fanha, the strongest woman in the Empire's army. And last but not least, Thanatos, the Mystic Knight.
alright, so a little background on the 4 generals, if you will. So this is the secret resistance base in Northtown where we're going to find out. Okay, apparently I can't go down there and therefore cannot talk to this individual. Or can I go this way?
Those ruins to the east sure are popular these.
All the kids are doing it.
Take your time.
Thank you, I guess.
All's cleared. 2, 3, 5. Oh, I'm playing.
Okay. And then we come to this screen. This is the,
This cafe is a front for the Resistance's base. Pretty clever, huh?
little Minnesota accent there. You gotta love that.
I heard Chrissy crying at night.
Okay, so the Resistance leader's got some emotional problems. Always a good trait to look for in a Resistance leader. So keep in mind that that is the copy.
I lost my father in the battle with the...
Okay, so the Republic is the
Empire's
opposing.
domain stretches from this town to Southtown and Gold Eye.
So the Empire has 3 towns. Let's check this place out here. Okay, so
Welcome.
almost immediately after that, we can upgrade our equipment. So let's go ahead and do that. And we can get the infamous tiger bikini. And 2 tiger suits for the men of the party. And we get the old tiger cap. Okay, and let's go ahead and sell everything else.
Anything
Okay.
else? Come again.
So already we need to equip some new items here. Oops. Alright. And Karen gets the honor of wearing the tiger bikini. Okay, apparently this ring... So this protects us against frost, and this one, which is a little bit less good, protected us against tangle, so... it's interesting to know. Alright. Alright, we are starting to collect these rings pretty nicely. Keep in mind, before this we had the wristband, the vest guard, or not, what was it called? The power wrist, and then there's one other one, early game. Okay, so we are super well equipped now. And we did make a decent amount of money back on the resold armor there. Although, obviously, you would have made more money overall by waiting until you got here to buy this armor. This house doesn't seem to have a purpose.
She's been acting strange.
In the original game, by the way, there was a big indication on the map that there's something here. I don't think it's on this version. Oh, you couldn't tell anyway, but there's like a carousel-looking thing, and it has led to much speculation. You can Google it. Okay, that person doesn't like us talking to him. Okay, I did not mean to do that. Didn't mean to go in there. Next thing you want to do probably... Oh, by the way, let's check this out. Randy learns more about what happened to Dialect and Pamela from Chrissy, the leader of the Resistance. The party decides to look for clues in the Northtown Ruins. So that's where we're going to go next. And we will do that tonight here yet, so I know that we have some people wanting to play Medieval Engineers. I do plan to get to that. I just need to do at least one more dungeon first. Okay, so this is just a thing, just a regular house here. I'm not gonna check all these houses.
A girl named Pamela gave me some candy.
Oh, using candy to lure children to the ruins. Real nice, dude. And she says nothing. Okay, and this is the actual ruins. I don't want to go there yet, though. We will come back for sure. As we get ready to go to the ruins, keep in mind... Oh, there's something really important you got to know about the ruins. And that is that... The ruins here, by the way, if you go down here, you can find Watts. This is probably the point in the game where most people miss weapon orb chests.
Any of your weapons in need of an up?
So if there's one point in the entire game I'd recommend paying attention to the guides, it's right now. Oh, I guess we already got them forged. I guess it was the desert was the last place. Okay, so I don't know. I guess we better sleep. Alright, well, you know what that means. Sorry about this in advance. The Northbound Ruins, by the way, Northbound itself is a pretty decent city for this game. It's got, you know, 10 or 11 houses, all the services you'd expect from a city, so it makes a little bit more sense that this is actually a town. There's a lot of parallel between the Republic and between the Empire. Empire's North Town is very parallel to Pandora. So Pandora has a ruins and a castle. This place has ruins and a castle. They're both large cities. They both have services that you'd expect from a city. And they both have a similar plot going on, namely that the ruins are hosting some mysterious magic force that's sucking the life energy from the townspeople. So there is a major parallel there.
One night is 100.
Let's see if there's any banter. Oh, and the other parallel is Gold City, I guess, with Tasnica, well, which we will see later.
What's up?
Just remembering the thrill of being shot straight into the air.
Yeah, cannon travel would kill you,
Can we
for
go
sure.
back to the cannons again tomorrow?
Sure, if it's on the way.
There's no need to use cannon travel all the time. We should save money when we can.
She's got a point.
That made sense for the first
Spoil sport.
10 minutes of the game. It does not make sense now.
No. And I'm definitely not afraid of them.
Oh, proof.
Fine. I'll go with...
Great, it's settled.
What about the money?
My pride is more important than money.
Uh-oh.
Lovely.
I will...
Will you quit talking?
I wonder if we can get Gemma to...
Yeah, Gemma paid for an early cannon travel. I don't think we availed ourselves of it, though, because we wanted to get the experience. Okay, I'm gonna grab a cookie from the kitchen here while that's resting. Okay, good music. Alright, now on to the next dungeon. Again, this is a lull in the game in terms of getting new magic. Apologize for if you hear me crunching. So you definitely want to take the opportunity to get your spells up as best you can. Oops, I also wanted to check this. Both Sprite and the girl are pretty far away from leveling right now. So, you know, I don't know if they're going to get a new level before the next boss. Interesting blue hair that we're seeing here. Okay, so a couple things. So we just got... We just got this one, that axe orb, and this one here. Okay, so we are going to be going on, and the East Ruins has 1, 2, 3 orbs in treasure boxes, apart from the ones we get from bosses. So we're getting quite a few orbs right now. Also, let me see if this has a map. It does have the world map. This was the original from the original game. It looks to be a scanned version. And we're up here right now. Alright. Interesting stuff. The original starting point of the game was there. But that's not helpful. I can't remember the name of the place. I guess I can't find it. Oh well. Okay, so we're just gonna have to wing it, as usual. Alright, let's see what goes. What happens here.
Pamela, wake up! Are you okay?
Shut up! I won't go back. Diluc and I are happy here. What do you think of that, huh?
This is revenge for taking him from me in the first... What?
It feels good to come out on top.
She totally just impaled her with that trident.
Pamela!
By the way, that's a humongous trident compared to the
what
size of the character.
Let's get her to Chrissy's.
Come on, sis!
What happened?
Okay, Chrissy just randomly showed up there. That's convenient.
Chrissy, can you take care of our friend for now?
There's a doctor sympathetic to our cause. We'll take her there.
Thank you.
Leave this to us. You go help Diluc.
Okay. So, moving on. Remember, we're looking for count them, three chests in treasure boxes. Hold on, let me pull that back up. East, east, east. Yep, that's it. Okay, so 3 chests. Now, this main floor, we do have enemies, but I didn't see any walking in. I remember there being vampires, but or not vampires, zombies, but maybe that's from the Pandora Ruins.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
By the way, if you do happen to forget a weapon orb chest in this dungeon, I believe you can come back to it, so don't get too worried about it. It's just a random decorative room here. And I assume that's going to be the case here as well. Yes. Armor. Not even chairs that attack us this time, which is nice. Similar color scheme, though, to both the Haunted Forest Castle. Well, there's the zombies that I was remembering. And, obviously, the Pandora Ruins as well.
Keep it coming.
Okay, so whip is level 2. That's nice.
Okay.
I don't remember the last time we had a weapon that's only at level 1. So the first thing you want to do to get your weapon orbs in this dungeon is definitely not go through that front middle door. You definitely want to come up here. Ow. Apparently Lucent Beam doesn't do anything to us. That's nice, I guess. So if you come up here, and we're just going to walk right through here. Well, we can get them on the way back if we want. And these guys, again, it can only be targeted with magic, so we're going to move on. And we're also going to skip this room. Well, I guess we'll kill him. Why not? Okay, Randy, Boomerang 3. I think it goes to 4, so I'll continue. I'm gonna see if this is... We're starting to get a lot of experience now. I think I said this last time, but I definitely remember these guys from the Legend of Mana game, which is a very interesting and creative, but it didn't quite spark the same fan following as this game did. I still love it though, and I definitely want to do a playthrough of it. I think I started one actually, just never really dived in as deep. Okay, so here is weapon orb number 1.
Okay.
There's a parallel one on the other balcony, so let's go find that one. Let me check this. I'm just checking how quickly we're earning experience to see if it makes sense for me to start using up spell points or not. You definitely need your spell points in this dungeon. Okay, finally the javelin's up at 4. Let's go ahead and move on to the axe. Axe is a pretty good weapon, probably the 3rd most powerful weapon in the game.
Take that. Take that.
Okay, so one more room like this. These are imps, by the way, so, you know, always fun to deal with magic. Apparently they have healing spells. Okay, we're gonna move on. We did get one of them. Let me check this again. Okay, so that number is coming down. I probably do want to use up some spell points. Oh, nice! Did that monster just dispelled my Moogle condition? That's cute.
Get him, Salamando!
So I'm gonna go ahead and have Sprite use up all of its magic points, on the assumption that either we will level or, worst case scenario, use a fairy walnut.
Keep it coming.
Okay, and we're up to 4 on Salamander, that's good. Let's prioritize Freeze next. I'm picking the elements that I'm picking for a reason, and it's because I'm not likely to level these spells up in boss battles very quickly compared to Earth Slide and Thunderbolt, because those are the most 2 common spells in the game. So I'm going to be casting those all the time in boss battles. So I figured, well, let's go with slightly less commonly used spells. Ooh. I've really got to do a better job checking on my HP sometimes. Let's move on. And let me... Oh, we got another Tomato Man. That might be the upgraded version, I don't remember what they're called. Ooh, did I actually hit him? I don't think so, I'm getting close though. Oh yeah, they actually hit him that time.
Take that.
I could start casting HP Absorb, and that way I have a little bit of self-healing going on. Maybe I should start doing that. Okay, so we'll grab this one. And we got the Spear's Orb there, which is nice. Okay, so now we've got 2 of the 3. orbs that we're gonna keep our eyes open for. It's really not a big deal. I mean, truth is that they're both, 2 of the 3 are on balconies, so just remember to get them and you'll be fine. Okay, Brandy leveled there. Speaking of leveling, I think that means Sprite's gonna level soon. Yeah, real soon. Okay, so I really need to get these spells off.
Energy absorb. No way.
Okay, that's Undying, and then I guess I'll do this one. Okay, and Papoy just leveled up, so that's good. And I believe the girl might have leveled up as well, or she's right about to. Yeah, she's right about to. So why don't I just quickly... I'm sorry about this, guys, but it'd be a waste if I didn't. Oops. I wish there was a way to cast spells faster. I actually think they slowed down the max speed that you can cast spells a little bit, just based on some of the animation stuff that they did from the original, so for whatever that's worth. Okay, that's gonna be Salamander 3, so Karen is now at level 3 for all of her spell levels, except, and she's working on getting to 4 on all of them as well. Again, I apologize for calling her Karen when we all know her name is apparently Prim. It's a stupid name, but whatever. Alright, 2 more, and we will move on. Okay, and now we have flame weapons, which is kind of cool. And pretty powerful ones at that. Level 3 for this stage of the game is pretty powerful. Alright, so let's move on, and let's just go this way, the way we haven't gone yet. Now the dungeon will get a little bit more complex.
Keep it coming.
Definitely want to keep my eye on if I get anywhere close to leveling again. I mean, we probably went through 10,000 XP already in this dungeon, so it's not inconceivable that we would level again.
Take that.
Okay, whip is at level 2, axe at level 2, boomerang at 3 of 4, so the boy's about to get his weapon level up here, which is good. Okay, this is the room with 3 slimes. The 3 that we've experienced so far in the game. Now obviously the green slime is super weak compared to the others, so it makes sense to kill the others first, and that way if the green slime reproduces, no big deal. Just as a matter of strategy.
Keep it coming.
Okay, and the green slime's gone, so that's, you know, unfortunate, but almost inevitable.
coming.
Alright, let's just move on. There are zombies behind these pillars. I guess they're ghouls, technically. I really like their models in this game. Okay, whip is 3. It goes up to 4, so I'm gonna keep it.
Take that.
Okay, and boomerang is 4. So let's get. He needs the whip too, really badly. I'm just gonna keep having him do these weapons that aren't necessarily the best, but keep him kind of up to date with them, and that way he can have a good long spell when the sword is ready to level up again. Okay, let's check this one out. This is probably just a decorative room, maybe? I don't quite remember. Yeah, just a decorative room, so nothing in here. So let's go back. Yeah, so Sprite has already gone halfway to the next level, which is crazy. You know, I really think I should use up those spell points. Okay, so there's another door there. Check that one out. Actually, that might be the only... Yeah, that's the only way we can proceed. Okay, axe level 3. We'll keep her going with it, though. Another green slime, always good to see. Okay, and I'm petrified. Very lovely. I'm gonna move on. I can't remember if there's 1 or 2 bosses in this dungeon. This might be the first time, you know, or maybe I think it's the first time. Where, if it is 2, it might be the first time we've had 2 bosses in the same dungeon. So, it'd be a nice little element that we have to deal with. Okay, I distinctly remember this staircase. It's the weirdest thing. But I remember this because it goes into a room that splits, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I was mistaken. That's not what I remembered. But this room does split. So, let's not go any doors right just yet. We do have this one with spikes in front of it, so we definitely want to keep that in mind. And so if we trigger a switch, we'll have to come back to this door here. I'm really not doing well with this whip at all. Like, I'm getting the hitbox all screwed up or something. Okay, so, again, cannot access that door right now, so we'll move on. Can't go that way. Ow.
Water! Cure water! Thanks!
Okay, and who was that? Was that Randy? Okay, so that means that the others are just a little bit a smidge behind them in terms of leveling. Okay, and that's blocked too. Okay, so maybe we can go this way. Looks like it's the only way we can go. Let me just do this real quick. Oh, Sprite did level, I'm sorry. Okay, so that means we have to quickly do some of this. The good news on Sprite's end is that we did get most of those spells off that we needed to before Sprite leveled, so that's good. We're doing a really nice job keeping up with our spell levels this game, which I'm really pleased about. And it's definitely a tactic that you should feel free to employ if you're playing along at home as well. Okay. Alright, so in theory, killing just 1 or 2 more enemies should level up the girl, which will get our MP back. Okay, there we go. Okay, that is a Polterbox. That is a very, very dangerous enemy. Although it's not as dangerous now as it was earlier in the game, when they can appear way sooner than you're ready for them. So, let me just go ahead and do this. I got one of them. Girl's probably not going to level up before the boss battle, but I don't mind having a few extracurricular spells going on because she's not going to need all of those MP to be effective as a healer. Okay, there we go. And that's the only way to kill those guys, so might as well do it that way. Alright, this is the next hallway. Alright. I like hallways with only one door, that's really convenient. Okay, so we got that switch triggered from the other room. It's a bit of a dangerous situation to be in here. Alright, we got one of them, let's move on. Okay. Ow. Alright, moving on. Okay, so now we can access that switch down there. And we can go ahead and hit that. And there's a door that appeared there, but let's go upstairs first. Because I feel like this is where that weapon orb might be. Yes. Okay, so that's the sword orb. That's the one that people forget sometimes, so you definitely want to grab that. Let's move on. Let's go to that door that opened up behind those stairs. So now we have all 3 of the weapon orbs from this ruin. And that means that we can move on without worrying about leaving one behind. You know, I'm honestly not sure which is the more powerful enemy, the red slime or the blue slime. I think it's the blue slime, but the red slimes are appearing almost as frequently, and seem like they take just as long to kill, if not longer. Maybe they're equivalent enemies of opposite elements. Alright, moving on. Oops, need to heal.
Water. Cure water. No way. Thanks.
Did that? I was gonna say, did that not take the sprite? And it did. Okay, bow is level 4. So let's move on to Trident. Oh, a bow can go up to level 5 actually. Oh no, that's one of those ones that I got, I think. So, and then Sprite whip is level 4, so Sprite's good there. Let's have Sprite use the sword, and she's still working on axe, and we'll be done shortly. Okay. Ow. That's inconvenient. Could cast Remedy in that situation, but it's kind of a short-lived thing overall, so I'm not that worried about it. Okay, and then that one's gone. Okay, axe is now level 4, so I will have the girl switch over to boomerang. Okay, and we should all be good on weapon level for the time being. And I think I just have to go through this door. This might be the boss here. No, not quite yet. I need to heal again.
Cure water. Thanks. I'm ready.
Alright. I think we're close to the boss, though. Surprised there weren't more little side branches to this dungeon, to be honest. Ow. Come on, guys. Get him. Alright, he's gone. Let's move on. I remember this hallway. Are we gonna level again? Well, crap. Did not anticipate that. Okay. Well, there's Gnome at level 4 anyway, so The only thing Sprite's missing is Sylphid at this point for level 4. And here's the boss. And this boss is weak to Earth Slide, so... Probably could cast Thunderbolt just to help level that spell. I'm not sure how much damage it's gonna do. It does a decent amount. I think I will keep casting this just to level it. I mean, I don't really feel like we're in danger of losing this battle if I do that. Okay, that eye's dead. Its left eye is dead. So let me start casting offensive magic with the girl. Okay, fire is up to 4. That's unexpected. And they both leveled up. That's great. That's about as perfect as you get from a magic leveling standpoint. Don't even need the heal. Okay, we got the Whip Orb, and we can move on now. And we will find ourselves in the lobby of a altar. And here's Dyla. He doesn't look so good. Red eyes.
At last, I've missed you so much.
Oh, Dyluck.
I like him better this way.
I'm so glad you're safe. Oh.
Oh no.
What are you doing? Pesky girl.
Where did you send her? Bring her back now.
The mighty Thanatos has need of her. Or more specifically, her blood.
How could you? You have no soul. Do you know how worried she's been for your sake? I don't care if you're under some spell. She loves you. And you've gone too far.
Ouch.
Ouch.
What have I been... No. Thank you.
Blue eyes.
I can think clearly again.
You know, the thing with that is he should have been dead from a sword strike.
Please help her. She's in terrible danger.
And there's not a drop of blood on him.
There's a door behind the altar.
Okay, so we're supposed to go back there.
Go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Here it is.
Thank you. Okay. So you go through this door, and here's Karen, and there's Thanatos.
You should stick
Nice
around.
evil villain laughed. Sounds a lot older than he looks.
This girl's life force is strong. No.
Apparently it's too strong.
Where? What's wrong with you?
We can move.
I see. He never fails to impress. I have no more need of you, fool.
Okay, so we get to fight this next guy here. This is the vampire. A little tough to hit with weapons because he's always going to be flying around. We do need to continue to level our spells though, so I'm going to take the opportunity to start casting Air Blast. I think his weakness is Thunderbolt, so this should be pretty good too. I'll have Karen Actually, she already leveled that, didn't she? I'll cast Defender. Why not?
Takes more than that.
Speed up.
Ow.
Speed up.
Got some good hits in there with weapons. You know, the HP on this boss is a little higher than it has been. I'm not too worried about it, but because he's not doing any damage to us. But isn't that funny how like run-of-the-mill enemies seem to be doing more damage to us on a regular basis than the bosses are? It's kind of crazy. I'm just having Karen cast the occasional augmentation spell here, just to kind of keep her magic level up as well. Air Blast obviously does less than Thunderbolt would do, but it's better for leveling, so that's why I'm taking the long road here. And boy, the girl is almost as well off in terms of spell point usage. Oh, I think I heard the little level up sound from Sprite. Let me check. It doesn't say. I wish it said there. It'll say here. Air Blast level 3. Nope, we're still at level 3. Okay. Well, that does it for for spell points. I guess I could do this. You can definitely check an enemy's HP by doing this. 234. Let's just use weapons. Weak to Lumina, so you know what I could do. I mean, I don't really think we're gonna have to heal again in this battle, so let's just do that and see how it goes. I don't know how many hit points that did. Come on, land, you idiot. Okay, there we go. That was fun. Not a huge challenge, and obviously if we felt like we were struggling, we could have used Fairy Walnut, but I felt that we had it under control the whole time, and we did. And both of our characters used up all their MP, which I'm very pleased about. I love how we don't get the MP restore on that one.
Where's Dialogue?
Hey.
We should go.
Don't worry. What matters? I know.
Okay, so no dialogue, no follow-up back here. It's locked now. Very lovely. We just use the magic rope at this point. Okay, and we'll head out. Actually, this is going to be the balcony, isn't it? This is a typical situation. Since the balcony was the last outside location we accessed, the magic rope takes us there instead of the front door. So we'll just have to walk around and go to the front door. Not a big deal. Sorry, my cat was sleeping on the back of my chair. I had to say hi. Okay, so we succeeded in getting 5 orbs from that ruin, which is crazy. Crazy town. But now that that ruin is done, and I don't really think we used any items, so we don't need to buy any new items. All we need to go do is see Watts and then get ready for the next dungeon. So let's see Watts. Let's have a rest as well.
Smells like a war's a brewing in this town. Trust me, I've been around weaponry all my life. Any of your weapons in need of an upgrade?
Oh yeah. Excalibur. Halberd. Silver Whip. Silver Bow. Titan Boomerang. That's it. Okay. So we are good to go on weapon forging. Let's have a snooze. So we don't even have to do the magic
One night is
leveling.
120 GP.
What sort of place is Sprite Village?
It's great. I mean, I only just got my memory back, but I'm pretty sure it's...
You'll be home before you know it.
You always know what to say, bro.
You're not usually so sincere.
It's like seeing...
There's snow year-round in the forest near my home, you know?
Don't be so pedantic.
So what's gonna happen once we arrive? Are you planning on leaving the group?
Okay, so this conversation makes no sense in the order that it's in because we already went to Sprite
It'll
Village.
be a lot quiet.
I don't know. As your boss, I'm not sure if you'll be okay.
Thanks for your concern.
It was probably
We
saved
can always
for
decide once we get there.
the assumption
First
that you would have
things
slept
first, we
more
need to keep
back
going.
in the day.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're...
Definitely.
Thanks, guys.
I'm sure they're fine in Sprite Village, even though there's only one person left there. Likely story. As you can see, the next the next next place we're going is the Emperor's Castle. So we do have 2 orbs there. This boss is also there, and I think, I want to say, I just did that one. I want to say, so there's 2 chests there. Gosh, I want to say maybe Metal Mantis? So we make it a Glove Orb? Okay, anyway. So let's go ahead and do this. We are all equipped and saved. And so what we want to do now is go to the Resistance base, and then we can invade the Imperial Castle. This point marks what I would consider the end of the second act of the game. The first act is the early game. The second act is upper land, desert, cold area, and Empire. The third act is going to be all of the...
So Dialog has...
Well, you'll see
Now's
what
not the time to lose
what
hope.
separates the two.
We discovered this was all Thanatos' doing. We've gotten word that the Emperor wants to call it... It's hard to believe. Chrissy won't listen to anything the Emperor said. Finally, we've managed to make the Emperor change his mind.
It's what this resistance movement has been working for.
We'll go. Come with us. This is
Okay.
it.
So we're supposed to go see the Emperor to see if we make a truce here. Color me skeptical, you know what I mean? Like, I don't trust this guy. I don't trust this guy wearing a cape with a crescent moon and stars on it. But this is the way to the Emperor's Castle. Now, previously you could have walked across this bridge, but there would have been a barrier here. So, just keep that in mind. We're not going to be allowed to go to these side areas. These guards are going to direct us into the main area here. But you can get a sense of the building.
Welcome, honored guests. The Emperor awaits you.
Nice voice acting.
Welcome, honored guests.
This is a lovely palace, all things considered.
Huh? Where's Chrissy and the rest of them?
So we don't see our friends here. We do see the Emperor. And I think, is this the first time we see the Emperor, or is this the second time? Can't remember.
My. What
First-
a day
first
to
time.
remember. Perhaps I shall make it a national holiday.
Kind of hard to make him out.
Let's commemorate the
Old
day
guy with
that
a beard.
pesky resistance was eradicated.
So obviously he betrayed us. Could have seen that coming.
Curses! It was a trap!
Curses. It was a trap. It's a trap! Alright.
I should have known. Emperor Vandal calls himself a ruler? He's...
That was Emperor Vandal that we just talked to.
Let us out.
Let us out of here. I like his annoying voice. Maybe that'll get the guard's attention. Okay, so the way to out, obviously, is to trick the guard into letting you out. And they're gonna make us fight for it here.
Let the others out!
Relax.
And they just push us into this pit. How lovely indeed. So what we're going to want to do here, this is Metal Mantis, so I can't remember what its weakness is, so I'm going to go ahead and have... Ooh, it's got some armor. Cast the old Analyzer here. We'll never have to look up a boss weakness online again. 1200 hit points. So not a whole lot of hit points. And it's not going to tell us what it's weak to? Okay. So that means either it doesn't have a weakness or I need to continue to level my Sylphid. I don't really know. So let's just go with Air Blast until we get that leveled up. It has a really high resistance though, so physical resistance. So Thunderbolt level 4. It did like 300 damage. I think I barely saw that. Let's try an Earth Slide. Level 4. Which costs less hit points, or MP by the way. That did like 240, so they're about the same bang for your buck. Try a Fireball, I guess. It's only 2 MP for the Fireball. So, yeah, Fireball was probably the biggest bang for our buck. Pretty easy boss though, in terms of HP and whatnot. I think the reason it has low HP is because it has higher resistance to physical attack, so... And it doesn't have a elemental weakness that we could detect. But our spells are so strong. And now they're maxed out, by the way. See, Sprite's maxed out its spells, and it's about to level. So I should really start using the girl and start using her spells. Let me see how she's doing on spell levels. Okay, Salamando is the only one that's full at this time. The others are coming along nicely though. Okay, so we can whip across there. This is a somewhat tricky part of this dungeon, and I do want that chest. Keep in mind there are 2 chests that we need to get here. So let me grab the old whip here. Let me see if actually she could use that anyway. Oh, actually we didn't need to grab the whip at all. That thing just bounced us across. It's one of like 3 places in the game where there's one of those things. Totally underutilized. Okay, so let's get this chest up here first and foremost. Is this one of the 2 weapon orb chests? Nope, it's money. I mean, I'll take the money, but I'd rather have the weapon orb. Okay, these are these Endermen? So, before there was Minecraft, there was this game, and... Gosh, I want to say these are Endermen. Emberman. So it's very similar to the Minecraft Enderman, but it's Emberman. Oh, we still have Stone Saber on our weapons. That's crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do this real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to max out the girl's spells here as well. And as of right now, I think she is level 4 in Salamander, but that's it. So I'm just gonna try with Gnome. Gnome is a very useful buff elemental for the girl. With Defender, which adds your like armor, and then Speed Up, which adds evade and hit levels. Hit is your 2-hit percentage, your ability to hit targets. So that's super useful. Probably more useful even than Defender technically, but Defender has like added armor, so it's kind of, you know, it's a good thing to cast when you're in a tough area. So we'll get through this fairly quickly. There is Gnome at 4. So let's switch to this. I guess that's 3. Crazy. And then finally finish it out with a Remedy. And she is really darn close to maxing out her magic as well. So if you go to magic level, you'll see that. 45 and 45 respectively, so one more round of casting will do it for her. Okay, this is the slightly tricky area now. Cannot get up there. Can let our people out though.
Thank you. We gotta get out of here. I'm sure the guards are already on their way.
Okay, so we're splitting up.
Thank you. I'm sure the guards are...
Wow, that was incredible.
That guy's an idiot.
I should have known.
Yes, you should have. It was obviously a trap. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and come up here and get some more Ember Man. Kind of want to play Minecraft now. I haven't played in a little while. Minecraft is one of those games that you could take a little break from and then like have the nostalgia to play for days on end. Such a good game. Okay. Up this, and these guys, by the way, reproduce themselves, I think. So just be aware of that. Okay, and we've leveled again, so our MP is back. Okay, we're outside the castle now on the left side. Very convenient. These guys, I think, have decent drops, if I remember correctly. Oh, and there's one now. It might just be candy or something, though. I can't remember. Oh, it's Polterbox. Polterbox is the best pet to get in the Legend of Mana, because it helps increase your rare drop percentage, which is what the game is basically all about, at some level. I'm gonna try going over to this side first. I don't remember exactly what order to go into rooms, but it seems to me that going into the middle is something you should do later. So let's check this side out. I'm gonna kind of skip over some of these enemies. And there's the Axe Orb. So that's 1 out of 2. And I assume that might be the other orb. Unfortunately, we couldn't tell because these guys are busy casting spells. Let me just check and see if I can manually figure this out. So whip and axe. So if the whip is like higher level theoretically, and whip, where is it? Here it is, 6. That would appear to be consistent with level 6 weapon there. So I do believe that was the other weapon orb. A little bit lacking confidence in that conclusion. I guess the way to know for sure is to like level up the whip, and then if I can only get to level 5, even though I have 6 orbs, then we know we got a new orb. Okay, let me check this out. I think, yeah, that's maxed out on the javelin. He needs to level the whip anyway, so let's start that process. Okay, so again, moral of the story is you're going to want to... And by the way, this is a very important dungeon because this is one of the very few dungeons that you cannot, I repeat, cannot come back to later in the game. This is your one and only chance to explore this dungeon, so you want to do it well at this time. I'm going to periodically have the girls start casting Sylphid magic. Just to keep leveling that. I'm going to keep a couple of MP for healing at all times, but I am going to start to narrow the gap between my spell levels. Okay. So now we've cleared both the right and the left sides, and now we just need to go through the middle of the castle. There's the barrier back in place, by the way, and that's what's going to happen if we try to come here later, is we're going to run into that barrier. So that's why this is the one and only time where we can explore this dungeon. Alright, so let's check this out. Now, we already came in here once, and this is a invisible stalker. These guys are pretty cool. Cool avatar, very dangerous enemy as I recall. I gotta watch Sprite's HP here. Okay, so we couldn't go left earlier. I think this is the way to proceed. Let me just go back and check out the other room over here. This is the way we came initially. By the way, do you notice how this guy was in the exact same place where that guard was? So I don't know if they turned into guards, if these are like Imperial guards, or that's what they're supposed to represent, or what. They're the only like monster in the game that it's one of, I should say, very few monsters in the game that are humanoid. So that does make some sense, I guess. Okay, so this is where that dining room was in here. So let's check that out. And it might just be a dead end, I think, yeah. Okay, so now we've explored all of the other dead ends, so I feel confident we're not going that left path on the staircase. I do like to explore all dead ends as I do dungeons and RPGs. And I think most humans who are, like, not crazy feel the same way. Thunder Saber, I think, adds like some elemental damage to your attack. It doesn't have a status effect per se. It might also increase your hit rate. So it's kind of a nice little generic boost to your attack. Okay, so we're back here, and let's go this way this time. Moving on up. Alright. I do like killing those guys. I think they give us a good amount of money. We're now outside of the main entrance, and I am naturally inclined to try this one, but there's nothing there, so we have to go in here. So that means we're getting close to the end of this dungeon, or at least to the interior of the castle, maybe is a better way to put it. We're moving deeper into the dungeon. And these invisible stalker guys are bad news. Oh, and there's a book. It's Dark Ninja, I guess they are. I think they're the predecessor to the Invisible Stalker, which is the same model, but comes later in the game. In these books, we've seen a predecessor enemy to this book. I can't remember what it was called, but it was in the Pandora Ruins, I want to say. Very clever with the door hidden next to the switch. When I say very clever, I mean not clever at all. Okay, whip level 2, very nice. And we'll go up the only way we can here. And there's a bookcase blocking this path here, so we have to go to the right. Randy just leveled, so that means we should really get these MPs in here. Again, there's probably the more efficient thing to do, honestly, is to cast Analyzer on a bunch of people from a leveling standpoint. So I guess I can start doing that. We do get 540 gold from each of those, so that's good to know. And one more should do it. Oh, that's the level up music there. So we're now maxed out on Sylphid, and I'm going to do a Undying, and she is very close to maxing out her magic as well. You can see 57, so just a few casts of Undying, really. Come on, game. There we go. One more should basically level up the girl, I would think. Okay, there we go. I can definitely cast a few token spells on our party here. I need to cast about 5, maybe 6 total spells to level her, so I think I might just do that. So I think that's still going to be well under the amount that I need to exhaust enough magic to be concerned. So let's just do that. And maybe this one will do it. If you remember the algorithm from 2 episodes ago, it's basically 9 minus the level you're going for. So, since I'm going for level 4, I'm at level 3. So that means I think I get 6% per cast, because I'm at level 3. Oops, so I guess we'll know on this one if I level up or not.
Remedy.
Yeah, we did not quite level up there. So again, that is exactly what I thought would happen. We should be at 99. Yes, because we're getting 9 minus 3 for the level that we're at. And this will do it.
Remedy.
Alright, now we are maxed out in magic, and I'm very pleased about that indeed. That means that the only thing we're worried about now is getting to the boss and killing him. Because we already killed one boss in this castle, keep in mind. But that is literally the only step to go. Oh, we have the snow spell there. Ice Saber, I think. Ooh, very clever, dude. Okay, so these things transport us. And you gotta watch out for that. But we can go around here. I don't quite remember exactly how this works. But that appears to have done something. Not quite sure what. think you have to hit. I think you have to literally hit this thing with the sword, and then they undo. So that is a tricky thing. You have to swing your sword at that little hidden switch to get through here. Boy, I don't even remember how I don't know how I remember that. Okay. Thanatos, and that is Sheiks, right? Or is that Gestar?
I see how Geshtar and Thanatos could have.
Your Majesty, one more chance, please!
Gestar wants another chance to kill me.
Why not? I'm off to the palaces. You finish them and come to me.
There's the Emperor, by the way. Probably the best shot you get of him in the game. Pretty cool looking dude.
Yes, sir.
Gestar is really excited to get another chance at me. Look at that pale skin. Really vibrating there. I don't think he has arms in that particular pose.
To reclaim my honor, prepare yourself.
But we did see Sheiks there as well, and Fanha. Ow. By the way, once you trigger this battle, you cannot ever come back to the Imperial Castle. You can use Thunderbolt on this guy. I think that's his most susceptible magic type. Oh, I am completely wrong on that. Okay, let me try Earth Slide. The boy is really getting beat up here. I don't know if that was from the Earth Slide or what. I'm having trouble distinguishing between damage caused by magic and other damage. Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't think that did much either. I'm not sure if that... I don't think that did much either. I'll try this. Okay, only one there. So I guess weapons it is. I don't know if they changed this from the original or what, but I think we have to use weapons. Ow. Okay, well he's gone. That was not that hard, I just couldn't find a good spell to cast. Okay, so now we have a dramatic moment that marks the transition from the second third of the game, or you might call it fourth, but really the second phase of the game into the third phase of the game. What I call the last phase of the game, really. Well, let's call it the second phase to the third phase out of 4, because I think we can say there's 4 phases to the game.
I'm going to burn this whole place down!
Oh no! This could get ugly! What's that sound? Is that... truffle?
Am I too late? Bet you want to hear how I got here, huh?
What a numbskull.
I came here on Flammy, of course. He's gotten so big, you know, he can even fly.
I would think the mushroom would get dried out in the sky like that.
And now I'm here with you guys. He might be big, but he's still a baby. I think he thinks you're his parents and was feeling a little homesick. Here, take this Flammy drum. I've been training him with it. It's his favorite toy. Just sound this drum, and he'll come straight for you. Anyway, let's blow this popsicle stand. Oh, actually, could you drop me off in Matango on your way? Just head southwest from here.
Okay, so this marks the gaining of Flammy, our transportation for the game. And that looks completely unsafe, but whatever. Lovely little sequence. And we'll start to see this animation whenever we call Flammy, using the item called the Flammy Drum. Alright, now we're facing north. And we could go... yeah. This is Lighthouse Isle. There's so many things to explore. Well, not that many, to be honest. Let's check this place out while we're here. Can't miss this place because there's a giant thing sticking out. But basically, it's a little island. You can't go anywhere except for in this lighthouse. And there's no mini-map, so that's nice. And there's really not a whole lot going on back here, so you just basically go up here. It's not a hostile area at all. You do have the option to land in some areas that are a little bit tougher in terms of monsters, but not that much tougher. So it's not like some of those games where you land in a new area and you just get completely one-shotted by enemies. You can get pretty beat up, but you're not gonna get one-shotted probably. Top of the lighthouse just has this random guy. As I recall, his name is...
I'm Picard.
That's it.
Caretaker of this lighthouse.
Reference to Jean-Luc Picard.
Rough seas, but I still keep watch. Did you know there's a whole sunken continent northeast of here near the coral reef? That mana palace is really just a giant switch that'll bring the continent back to the ancients must have been powerful. Yep.
Okay, so that's all we get from this little detour. Very nice. Seems like a lot of trouble just to tell us that the coral reef is really an underground continent that you can bring back to the surface using the palace there. You gotta be kidding me. Well, we had a crash. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end the episode, and when we resume next time, we will continue right here where we left off. I'm hoping I can get us back to this point pretty quickly. So I apologize for that. That's not me, obviously. That's the game. But we'll pick it up here next time on Let's Play Secret of Mana.